So I don't tend to software hop. I generally prefer to get really comfortable with a piece of software, and only on extreme occasions when there's something seriously wrong with it or it's missing a feature that I really need, do I actually decide to switch to something else. But this isn't the case for everyone, so let's discuss. Good morning everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So a good place to start is basically describing what software hopping is. So it's when you jump around between different pieces of software, either trying them out or just looking for something that suits your needs. So I'm not throwing shade at anyone, but there's people like DistroTube, for example, who will jump from distro to distro testing different things out. I guess because he just wants to try different ones out. I don't actually know what his reasons are. But if that's something that you enjoy, then go right ahead and do that. I don't really care how you actually enjoy using your system. I take a different approach to it. So since I've come onto Arch, I've only really swapped out 3 programs. So I've swapped URXVT for ST because I need true color support for an upcoming video. I swapped OpenShot for Kdenlive because OpenShot completely died for me. Basically, it broke a render, and I tried to render it again, and the render didn't work. I then remade the exact same video in Kdenlive with the exact same clips, and it worked perfectly. So it was just something about OpenShot that wasn't working. And the other one was i3 status for i3 blocks, because i3 blocks I find is much easier to work with. So the reason I like to stick with software rather than jumping around, so there's actually a couple of reasons for it. I guess we can go with the simplest one, really. There's a lot of programs that will make use of key shortcuts and basically just simpler ways to move around the application. And if you jump around between programs, you don't really get the ability to learn all those unless you want to take the effort to move your configs over. So if you switch between, say, Sublime Text and VS Code, for example, sure, you can move all your VS Code key shortcuts over to Sublime or to Atom or the other way around even, but that takes way too much effort and I really don't feel like doing that. I'd much rather stick with a piece of software until it shows some problem that really bothers me, rather than having to move my configs around just so I can test stuff out. And that goes on to my main reason for sticking with a piece of software. So I like to ever perfect my system. So if you've noticed over my videos where I've been doing computer stuff, there's been slight changes over time. You may not have noticed because a lot of it's behind the scenes, but one obvious example is my swap from URXVT to ST and my color theme change when I was on URXVT. And I guess the other main one would be my i3 blocks bar. If you've noticed, it's been growing longer and longer as the videos have gone on because there's just been things I've wanted to add to i3 blocks that some people might not find useful, but I do tend to find fairly useful. And rather than maybe jumping to Polybar, for example, what I'd rather do is perfect my i3 blocks to the point where I think, for me, it does everything that I want it to do. For someone else, it may not, but if I was to, say, jump from i3 status to i3 blocks to Polybar, and then even to other bars, I'm not going to get the bar to the point where I really think that it's perfect, and I think that I'm getting very close, but as soon as I realize that I'm getting close, I'm going to probably come up with some other thing that I want to add to it and be like, oh, now I've got like a couple extra weeks of work to do with it. So sure, if I was to say, perfect my i3 blocks, I could convert all of my configs over to Polybar, for example, or I could even just go back to i3 status if I wanted to. But unless i3 blocks shows some serious issue with it, or Polybar has some really compelling feature that I want to add to my system, I don't really want to take the effort to convert my configs over. If something is really, I guess the overarching thing is, if it's good enough, I'm not going to take the extra effort to move all of my content over, really, because I've got other things that I want to be doing. Like, I want to be making these videos, I want to be doing some programming stuff, I've got uni stuff that I want to do, I want to get back to the gym. I don't really have time to be, I guess, moving all of my software around all the time because I've just got so much other stuff that I want to be doing. If something is doing everything that I need it to be doing, then I don't really see any need for me to actually jump around. Obviously, it's different if I want to try something out for a video. Like, say I want to try DWM for a video, or I want to, I don't know, I could even use XFCE, for example. Not that I'm going to do that anytime soon. But if I want to do that for a video, that's different because I'm not using it as a daily driver. But swapping around my daily driver software, that I think is going to take way too much effort, and I don't really see any benefit from doing it for the most part. So to reiterate my earlier point, if you want to jump between software, go right ahead. Like, I don't actually care how you want to enjoy your system. If you want to swap out your terminal daily, if you want to swap out your distro just every few hours, go right ahead. If you enjoy that, sure. I don't have any interest in doing that. But someone's got to be out there submitting issues and pull requests to these software retainers. And I don't feel like being the one to do that. I can do it for my software, but I'm not doing that for everything. So if you like this video, remember to like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon below if you want to see more from my channel. I've also now got a Twitter account, so if you want to go follow that and actually see when videos are posted, because YouTube is continuously terrible and doesn't tell anyone when anything gets uploaded. And yeah, if you want to leave a comment telling me you love jumping between software, go right ahead. If you want to tell me the shed is awful and I should probably clean it, I should probably do that, but it's not my shed. It's my housemate's shed. So it's going to stay as it is. And I think that is pretty much everything for me. There will be a video up here that you should go watch, I guess, if you want to. And I think that's pretty much everything for me, so I'm out.